in the market. So disclaimer, we always have to say our disclaimer. Hey, Paul, you can record this too, Paul, if you want to. But you always want to basically have a disclaimer. You know, past results doesn't guarantee future results. You know, what I did, you may not do. What you did, I may not be able to do. You have to put in the work. You have to learn the strategy. You have to understand what you're doing and go through with it, all right? So anything you do in life, guys, you have to have goals, all right? You have to have goals. So in my strategy, you know, I have a personal goal that I shoot for every day, every month, every week. All right. So with my strategy, I shoot for 5 trades with a minimum of my stop loss and profit at 4 pips. That's a total of 20 pips per day. Now, our take profit in the trade may be 10 pips. So if you get 20 pips in one day, then good. You just knocked out, you know, your daily goal. Now, this is what I look for. Your goals can be 30, 40, 50 pips. I don't know. It could be 10 pips. But you must have a goal every single day. All right. So with this goal, you know, a weekly goal would be 25 trades with a minimum of stop loss and profit at 4 pips. That's 100 pips weekly in the market. You know, and monthly, 100 trades with a stop loss and profit at 4 pips. That's 400 pips, you know, basically for the month. Now let's look at some numbers. If you're shooting for 20 pips, this is why, you know, you don't want to basically get sidetracked by the minimum pip count. I'm a scalp trader. I'm in and out the market pretty quick. Yes, you know, if you have people that, you know, swing trade, their, you know, TP1 or TP2 may be 100 pips, 150. But the difference between me and scalping, you know, against a person that's a swing trade, I don't have nothing against swing trade. But let's just say if I go, you know, against somebody that called 100 pips on a trade and they caught the 100 pips off of one lot size and off a swing trade, and I'm scalping and I catch the same 100 pips, because I'm scalping 10 pips at a time, my lot size is increasing every single time. So with their lot size on 100 pips, I'll make way more money than what they would make because I'm increasing my lot size. And the larger your lot size, the more money you will make in the market. So this is why I decided to scalp. I want to see my money grow quick. I don't want to wait hours, days, or weeks to see my money, you know, get to the point. I want to get in and out the market quick. All right. So if you was using a standard lot size of $1, 1.00 for your lot size, 20 pips a day is $200. And then you would increase your lot size as you go up. But even if you stayed at a dollar lot size, basically 100 pips is $1,000. 400 pips is $4,000 a month. An extra $4,000 a month is pretty good. But if you're increasing your lot size, you can start off low and compound it until your lot size increase, all right? So the reason I chose to scalp, guys, is basically you catch the pips quick. You know, I do weekly withdrawals. You know, last week, disclaimer, I made over $50,000 in 1 week. Basically, I already got 35, 40,000 back in my account. I withdraw every single week. I ain't trying to keep my money caught up in no market. All right? Any money you see that I have in my accounts is market money. I probably haven't put money in my account in a while, but you want to use market money. But I scalp because of weekly withdrawals, fast movement in the market, and you can trade any time of the day. All right? All right, so the broker, you know, is your money hub. Find a broker with low spreads, low commission, and if they reimburse on your deposit. You can do your research. You know, I posted my Telegram, the broker I'm using now. You guys can hit me up. I'll send you the information on that. I have strong reasons on why I use that broker now and why I left the other broker. Like I said, I like my money. I don't want to just give it out to the brokers, all right? All right, so with my scalping strategy, basically I use one pair. You find one pair and marry it. So the pair I use is GBP JPY. That's why they call me Mr. GJ. This is the only pair I trade. Here's the thing. If you trade a whole bunch of other pairs, you have to look at so much things. Now, if you have different strategy like swing trades, you know, they can go and mark up any pair, and basically it does what they mark it up for. I only need one trade to make money with, and I've made a lot of money with GJ. GJ is volatile because it moves 100 to 200 pips daily, And the movement is where you make money in the market. All right. And the more time you spend with one currency, the more you understand it. You're familiar with it. You know its every move. You know, I'm not surprised by when the news comes out and it goes a certain way. I'm not surprised about what's happening in the market, because I've been watching GJ for almost 9, 10, 11 months. So I know what it's going to do. Just imagine if you live with somebody for years, for 5, 6 years or more. You know their schedule. You know what time they wake up. You know what time they go take a poop in the bathroom. You know what time they brush their teeth. You know what time they go to work. You know what time they get off. You know what they like to eat. Same thing with choosing one pair. Did I just say poop? Sorry, guys. Disclaimer. All right. Sorry, guys. All right. So leverage is key. And everything I'm going to tell you guys, leverage is key. Do not be greedy. If you're greedy in the market is going to slap reality back into your face. If you're greedy, trust me when I say that. All right. So you want to be able to sustain 200 to 400 pips. All right. Now, if you're using my spreadsheet, I tell you guys to use 20% of your actual balance. I actually force you guys to use a lower percent or lower dollar amount on your spreadsheet so that you do not over leverage. Okay. You don't want to over leverage, because when you over leverage, which is being greedy, you're going to blow accounts. If you leverage right, you can make some decisions where you can close. You can close. I mean, if I tell you, you can close a trade for $200, take a $200 loss, but gain $1,000 in the same day, would it be worth it? It's all mental. So you have to understand how this thing works. Do not over leverage, because if you're over leveraging, now what's going to happen is you don't have no say in what the market does. You got your fingers crossed, you're praying, hoping it goes in the direction you want it to go. But if you leverage right, then you got some decision making that you can do. All right. So use the spreadsheet. If you register for the 6x6, the spreadsheet, you have it in the market. You have it emailed to you. All right. All right. So guys, this is what we're looking at. So the impulse. And this is actually what this new indicator we have in our hands is actually doing. Hey, Paul, what you can do for me while I'm going through this and finishing off, if you can pull up that video that we put on YouTube. Do you have that? Do you have access to that?
I can find it.
All right. I got a couple more slides so they can actually see what we're doing with this program or this indicator. All right. So the impulse, this is my strategy, guys. This is game over right here. This is what we have in front of us. So think about this. Newton's law said every action, every reaction, right? That's one reason I came up with this. Then you think about an airplane. The airplane starts on level ground. It takes off, right? Gets to its altitude. It levels up. And then it's time to land. So it starts descending. And then it's back to level ground, right? What am I telling you that for? What goes up must come down. What goes down must come up. Just think about it. There's nothing you can tell me that just went straight up and never came back down. And there's nothing that just went straight down and never came back up. So with that, I came up with a strategy. Impulse is basically identifying 70 to 100 pips, basically of consecutive buy or sell candles. So in this example to the right, you have straight buy candles. It's identifying an 80 pip movement. So it's going to go up 80 pips. And what we're going to do is come in and catch that low correction. We don't want to be greedy and catch the whole thing. So it goes up 80 pips, 70 to 100 pips. In this example, it went 80. We came back and we caught 10 pips on the correction. That's all the strategy is doing. It's all it's doing, identifying straight impulses, either straight buy candles or straight sell candles. Once you identify that, we're coming in and catching 10 pips off of the correction. Simple. All right. And I use a 15-minute time frame on this, guys. So that was a buy example. This is a sell example. Same example, 70 to 100 pips off of consecutive sell candles. Now, it could be one candle, it could be two candles, it could be 5 candles, it could take 20 candles to create an impulse. But what I'm looking for is they all have to be consecutive. I can't have a few buy candles and a sell candle in there to mix it up and then more buy candles. I need straight buy candles or I need straight sell candles. All right. And when I identify that, then I jump in for 10 pips on the correction. So in this example, it ran down 95 pips. We jumped in for the correction, which is the opposite of what I'm looking at. So we jumped in for the buy and 10 pips we would have caught. All right. To take profit.
Here.
So the take profit is going to be 10 pips. All right, 10 pips is quick. We're in and out. All right, so basically 10 pips you would enter at a certain point. So you would enter 140.299 and you add 10 pips. 10 pips in the buy, your take profit would have hit. All right, so that's all we're shooting for is 10 pips. Now, this is where it's game over, guys. With my strategy, I like money. I don't want to lose any money in the market. So what I do is once I get in profit, I throw my stop loss in profit, at least 4 to 5 pips to protect my account. Once my stop loss is in profit, it's fair game. No matter what happens, I'm going to win in the market. I'm going to make money. So in this example, you entered at 140.299. Your ultimate goal is 10 pips, which is 140.400, right? But once we get 4 pips in profit or 5 pips in profit, I come in and I throw my stop loss because your stop loss is what you're willing to risk. So I would come and put my stop loss in profit and then I would ride it up. So if the market comes back down and knock me out in the trade, I still made 4 pips. All right. So just a summary of this simple impulse strategy. Now I have a consolidation training, but right now we're focused on the impulse because the impulse is what everybody's excited about on this new indicator that you gain access to this week. So this is all we're going to talk about. So a summary is 1, you set your goals. You don't want to be greedy. Figure out the goals you want to hit daily, weekly, monthly, even if you want to go to yearly. Write them down. Remind yourself every day. Send a message to yourself. All right? Number 2, make weekly withdrawals. I don't like to see numbers just go up and down in this market. I want to see money going back into my bank account. Make weekly goals. I don't care if it's $5, if it's $10, if it's $100, if it's $1,000, if it's $10,000, make weekly withdrawals. That's going to motivate you to continue to trade because remember, 98% of this thing is mental. You got to be strong. And for you to create some excitement into the market, like right now, I'm excited the market has opened up. I just made $50,000 last week. Who wouldn't be excited to start trading again? All right, so the weekly withdrawals is what keep you excited. All right, 3, use a broker or find a broker with low spreads. The lower the spreads, the lower the commission, the more money in your pocket. All right, 4, remember all profits. Any profit is good profit. If you make $1, if you make 50 cents, if you make $10, if you make 100, if you make 300, if you make 2 cents. That's 2 cents in your account you didn't have. All profit is good profit. Remember that. Also, if the market is moving too fast for you to put your stop loss in profit fast enough, just close the trade, take your money, and wait for the next one. All right? Also, do not over leverage. Write this down big, all over the place. Don't be greedy. If you're greedy, I promise you, Mike Tyson ain't got nothing on this market. This market will knock you out back to reality quick and give you a tattoo on the back of your head at the same time. Don't be greedy. Trust me when I say that. We all get greedy, even me. Don't be greedy. All right? And last, I always tell people this. Ronald Reagan always said this. I trust you, but I must verify. So you can sit and watch my strategy. You can sit and watch me make this money. You can sit and watch everybody else make this money. What I challenge you to do is use the same strategy we just went over and back test it. Go on the charts and look left. Find the impulses in the market and make sure it's basically backing up what I'm saying. I've done it, so I know. But I know. You may know me and you trust me, but still verify that information. So all you do when you got free time, you could go back and back test it. You look left in the market and you would identify when you got an impulse and you would identify that the correction hit. It's so simple. I tell people this all the time. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I don't need to be confused with all these different strategies. I just need to know how to make money in the market. That's all I need to do. All right, so that's it for that. Let me stop sharing. Let me answer some questions. If you guys have questions, you can go ahead, unmute yourself if you can, or you can type the question in the chat. I'll take questions for the next 2 minutes. We got 158 persons on here. And then what I'll do is I'll go over the spreadsheet for you guys. My phone is still blowing up. All right, any questions?
I have a question, David.
Go ahead.
How you doing? It's Sivan. How's everything?
It's going good. And everything good on your end?
Everything's great. So I have a question. This is actually the first time I'm attending your training.
Okay.
And at what point do you know after the 70 to 100 pip impulse which candle to enter in? Are you waiting for the opposite candle to show up first and then you enter?
Okay, so before we came up with this indicator, what I would do is make sure my accounts was leveraged right, because every time an impulse happened at 70 pips, it always correct. Always correct. I don't care if it was, a 70 pip impulse, if it was 100, if it was 200. New Year's, I think it dropped like 700 pips one time and instantly corrected to that 70 mark and over, basically at 10 pip. So if your account is leveraged right and you see the 70 pip impulse, then you're bound to get that correction. Now, you may go into a drawdown if it goes to 100 pips or if it goes to 120 or whatever. But if your leverage right, it's always going to come back and hit. So for me, because I'm experienced in advancing it, I'll wait for 70 pips and then jump in. That was before this indicator. So once we got this indicator program, me and Paul bucked up to a gold mine. So we have something that when it identifies the impulse, it's going to give you a bearish or bullish alert. Once you get the bearish or bullish alert, the next candle, you're going to instantly get in. It's going to go to bearish or bullish alert, and I think I'm going to go over this at the end. But it's going to give you a bearish or bullish alert, and then when that next candle comes out, it's going to tell you to buy or sell. There is hardly any drawdowns on that alert. So there's 2 alerts on there that tells you to enter or sell or buy. And it's all market execution, guys. So we bucked up to that. But before we identify 70 pips on the impulse, is going to correct.
Okay.
But if let's say you did get in at 70 and your account is leveraged, or you have a second account, who's that? If you had a second account, then technically, if it goes to 30 pip drawdown after you enter on 70 pips, and you know it's going to correct because of you back testing the strategy, then guess what? That's 40 pips you can eat on that. If that makes sense. But yeah, every impulse have corrected. So out of the 720 something plus wins and the 11 losses I took, the 11 losses all came from consolidation, scalping the consolidation. None of them came from impulse. Every impulse that we called hit. Facts. All right? So hopefully I was able to help you on that.
Thank you.
All right. Somebody asked, let's see, the broker I use. I guess, Paul, if you can post that in the chat for the broker for me. Or, Vali, can you post that in the chat for me, the broker? And it's Hugo's way, but yeah, so you post that in there. Everything is market execution. I don't use any pending orders. Let's see, Sabrina, are you talking? Okay, somebody's answering that. Yes. Okay, trying to go through the questions before we move on.
Hey, David.
Go ahead.
What's the difference between bullish and bearish alert?
So a bullish alert is basically saying the impulse is going up. So when it says a bullish alert, look to sell, that means the correction is going to be a sell. If it says bearish alert, that means the impulse is going down. And it's going to tell you to look to buy. And then the next candle comes out, it's going to go into a buy. When you see that, when you see bullish and bearish alert, it's game over. It is game over. Trust me when I say that.
So
I have so much confidence when I get the bearish and bullish alert.
So would you
All right,
say?
go ahead.
So would you say the minute we see bullish or bearish alert, can we just go ahead and enter right then?
No. Remember, I'm going to go over this too at the end. But when you see the bullish and bearish alert, is just letting you know that the system identified the impulse. Okay, and then when the next candle comes out, you're going to get the signal to buy or sell. That's where we have no drawdown. So if you just wait for those trades, you're going to hit your profit every time. Now, if you just see buy now or sell now, then there's a possibility it could be a slight drawdown, but they're still hitting.
Okay.
Mr.
Right?
David.
And then also, let me go on. If for some reason me or Paul takes control of the system, basically we'll put just buy now or sell now because the market is moving so fast. All right. Go ahead with the question.
Sir, can
What's that?
so sorry. Can you explain to me how you can count the pips on the candle? I don't know how to do that. Can you explain how you said we're looking for 70 to 100 pips?
Uh-huh.
How do you see that on the candle?
It's a few ways. You can put a ruler on there. It doesn't have to be one candle. You're just counting the pips in the market. So for example, let me see if I got this. Bam, bam, bam. Okay, so let's see from this slide here. So it can be like in this example, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 candles it took to create an impulse. And it went 80 pips. It's all buy candles. I don't have a sell candle somewhere mixed up in here. All buy candles. All right. So 70 pips would have been, you calculate it from here. So the entry here would be 140.746. So you just add 70 pips to that. So 74 pips, let's see, 25 would have been 100. So yeah, the math is there. So 36 plus 25 is what? 56. My math is off, y'all. It's been a long day. Help me out. Basically, you do your calculation on pips over here. So 74, 100 pips would have been 141.746. So basically, that would have been up here. But you just subtract and add the pips from the two numbers behind the decimal. All right. In the next example, it took 1, 2, 3 candles. It started from, and this is wick to wick. It's not the body of the candle, it's wick to wick. So this one went 95 pips down. You can't see it over here, the numbers, but basically this was 95 pips down, and then you enter on the correction for the 10 pips. Even though it went up more, we don't care about that. We just want 10 pips. Now we do have a surprise. Jennifer Davis is coming out. She's throwing the fib on this, and you can catch more pips. But we're going to let her release and do a training on that before we actually go further details on that. All right?
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other questions? I know we still got people jumping on. So.
Yeah, I got one, David. How do you you said change once you start going up and you want to get into profit, how do you change your stop loss into profit?
So there's two ways. If you're trading from your phone, you have to modify the trade, and then you have to put your stop loss in profit. Or I feel the last month and a half, 2 months, I feel like the computer is so much easier. So I enter the trades on my phone, and then if I have access to the computer, all you're doing is dragging it up and down. And if you go to MrGJPipWalking.com and go to Mr. GJ TV, Paul Okello has an MT4 training in there that goes over the settings and actually shows you how to do that. But yeah, you have to wait and profit. Just think about it. If this is a scale and you're going in for a buy, this is 0, this is 10. That's our 10 pips. You get in here at the market at 0, and for you to make money, the market had to go up, right? So as the market go up 4 or 5 pips, you put the stop loss below it, lock in your profit, risk-free trade, and then you let it ride up to hit your take profit. Now, if the market comes back down and touches your stop loss and profit, you made money. You know, I tell people all the time, don't be mad if you're making money. I don't care if it's 2 pips. That's money you didn't have. So, so you just modify it, and I actually have a video training on that too, Intro to Forex, on my YouTube channel and Mr. GJ TV, that show you how to enter and exit a trade.
Okay, all right. So you just go and you change your lot size to half of what
you don't change
what it was, or what?
You don't change your lot size. You just modifying and putting your stop loss in profit. The lot size you don't change.
That comes with the spreadsheet.
I have another question, David. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I understand that when you say at 70 pips, there's going to be the correction for the 10 pips, but sometimes you'll be like, buy again, buy again, buy again. How do you know that's continuing that way?
That's because the stop loss hit in profit. So same example. This is where the correction, where we identify the correction and we say, okay, now we're going to buy, right? This is our take profit. So it may go up 5 pips. We put a stop loss in profit. This is our 10 pips, but the market comes back down, knocks us out in profit, and goes back to entry. Well, guess what? Our correction never hit. So we go and jump back in that trade again until our correction hit. Does it make sense? So we can ride. So some people will sit and wait on 10 pips. We can catch 30, 40 pips off of that same candle because it's going up and down. It never hit our take profit. So as long as it knocks you out in profit and you put that stop loss in profit, it's game over. You can eat all day until that correction hit. All right, does that make sense?
Perfect sense.
All righty.
Hey, I got a question for you too.
We coming left and right today. And we got a chat full. So Paul, if you can, maybe you could try to help me on some of the questions in the chat. Or if we got Jennifer or Jamal, or just help me out while I answer the live questions. And if not, I can still go through it.
David, I got a question for you, David.
Go ahead.
I just signed up today. What is it that I should be doing right now to prepare myself for tomorrow?
IML Academy, watch the basic videos. And then after you watch IML Academy, take notes and jump on either, you could jump on my trainings every Sunday, or you could you have Jamal Green, you have Lyndon, you have, Randy, they do trainings, Jasmine Sheffer. I think I butchered it, Jasmine Schaefer. But first things first, IML Academy. Just think about it. I tell the people this all the time. And what's your name? I just see iPhone. Victor, if you was a mechanic, Victor, all right, let's be real. And I came to you and I said, hey, I need you to teach me how to change your motor, right? And I don't know what a wrench is. I don't know what bolts is. I don't know what oil to use. I don't know nothing about changing the motor. How can you have a conversation with me if I don't know the basic information?
Right.
Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So the first thing you want to do is basically gain some terminology, gain some information. So when we do start talking about impulse and, the strategy or whatever, you can have some information to say, hey, let's have a conversation. Or, yeah, I watched this in IML Academy, or I understand what he's talking about. So once you watch some of the videos, the basics, you can jump on the training. Now, this is all self-paced, but you have to put in the work. Now you have access to something where you can go make some money, but I always tell people you can earn and learn at the same time, but don't get lazy. Learn the information. All right.
All right. Thank you, David.
David, two questions. Are the indicators in the Telegram group?
Which indicator are you referring to?
You're talking about The one that you just showed us. You said the
So the impulse.
VIP
yeah,
alerts.
impulse.
VIP alerts.
So we're
is
talking
what
about the
she wants.
VIP alerts. So the VIP alert, if you qualify for it, Paul should be where he's working on basically sending the email with the link to everybody that filled out the form in time. And when you click that link, you're going to be added to Mr. GJ VIP alerts, and that's where the program, the signal, the indicator is going to be coming from.
Okay, thank you. And what time should we be expecting that?
Man, we going through hundreds of. I just tell Paul thank you. He tell me to just go deliver, do the trainings, call the trades, you know. But he got a whole, because we did 3 different qualifications. So he got donations to go through. He got folks that sign up, folks. He got folks that reactivate. But he guaranteed me by the end of the night, everybody will be in there. Right, Paul?
If they filled it out right and met the qualification.
All right. Now here's the thing. Let me just touch on this. Everybody, real quick, we got 163 people on here, and we're missing a lot of people that basically qualified. Please share this information with folks on your team or folks that's in your circle. Do not mess it up for everybody. We've been getting some messages in the forums where they're uploading the wrong information. They're basically trying to cheat their way in the system. And if we get so many of those, we're going to take it away. So please tell them, do not mess it up for everybody. Don't let one bad apple mess it up for everything. Because all of this was money out of my pocket. This website, this indicator, this was not free. And I'm basically offering this to you guys for free. As long as you qualify for it or you're active, you guys, please tell them don't mess it up. We've got a handful of those today, and Paul called me and he's like, man, I'm not going to be going through all of these lists of people lying to us just to gain access to it. So please, 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 I don't want to be the bad person of bad news, but we're gonna go through these stuff, but don't mess it up for everybody. Everybody's doing the right thing to gain access to it. Let's all go off the honor system and respect, what we're doing for everybody. We don't have to do this. We could take this and do whatever, but we're offering it because we want to see everybody win. Last week, there were so many success stories off of this, so many success stories. And you don't want to be the person to mess up people's lives in the future when you have something in the palm of your hand that can change it. All right, so please. All right, Paul, did I go? I'm good on that. I wasn't even supposed to say that, huh? But I'm good, Paul?
Late now.
Hello.
David.
Hey, David, I got another
David,
quick
I have a
question.
quick question.
All right, who got a question? I see Aria and I see iPhone. Go ahead, Aria.
Thank you so much. So we have a lot of new customers that joined between 4 and 5 p.m. today. What advice can you give them of a quick checklist for them to be prepared for tomorrow's week run with us?
So the first thing I would say, since we're going to do fast start, I would say you can go to my YouTube channel or you can go to Mr. GJ TV, and I have a video, and I should have made it. I do it for the money team every week. We just did it an hour ago. I should have had everybody have access to it today. But do you have a video there called Intro to Forex? That's going to show them how to enter and exit a trade, how to calculate the pips. Wanda, I think, and Randy did some trainings today on that. Hopefully they was able to plug into that, but there's a video they can actually go and practice it. But what I do recommend them to do is at least trade their demo accounts for 2 days if they're brand new this week, because I don't want nobody guessing in the market and losing money. That's one thing I don't want.
Okay.
So trade the demo for 2 days, get comfortable. If it takes them 1 day to get comfortable, that's cool. Everybody's different, self-paced, but make sure they trade the demo until they understand how to do it. Remember, the market is not going nowhere. 5 days a week, 24 hours a day. But you can go to my Intro to Forex video, and that my training, and that goes over how to enter and exit a trade and what to look for. All right?
Thank you so much. Excellent. Appreciate you.
You're welcome. And then if you really need help and we need to set up something, I'm in Detroit right now. I'll be here tomorrow, all day training again. Just send me a message, or we'll figure it out if they really need some help. We'll get it together.
I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
No problem. Anybody else who was at iPhone? You had a question. Anybody else?
Hey, David, this is KB out of Frisco. Real quick, is this recording going to be put on the VIP Alerts Telegram group?
Paul, can we do it?
I'll try load it up on your YouTube channel. So.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, awesome.
I tell you, Paul just tell me to go and deliver. Paul does everything, guys. He does everything, and I appreciate Paul. Y'all blow up the chat once for Paul. I mean, anything. This is. I mean, he's really. I mean, I don't know what I would have done without Paul. Really, real talk. You know,
Man, Paul, he does everything behind the scenes, man.
I think you'll be all right, man.
So Paul said we want to get the Telegram first. But after that, I guess he'll go ahead and upload this video on the YouTube channel. So make sure that you guys subscribe and put the notification, because Paul, can you mute that person? Because here's the thing. If you just subscribe to my YouTube channel and you don't put the notification, you won't get the alerts. So make sure you put the alert so when he posts the recording, you guys will have access to that, all right? And then Aria, your new persons also, they can pull up the intro to Forex training on there also. All right.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So I was watching your videos and you talked about there's 4 indicators: the RSI, the red, and the blue line. What's the 4th one? Is it the cloud?
Okay, so that training, and hold on real quick, let me stop. If somebody, if you're on, I guess, Paul, can you message Jamal and let him know we're running behind on this training, so if he can take over the 6x6, him and Lyndon, just tell him I'll probably be running late on this one, or if he can take care of that for tonight, please. All right.
Account, I don't know. Well, we'll see how it
It's
works.
2 different, oh, yeah. Oh, there's so much going on, guys. I apologize. But Siobhan,
David, I will get off and go tell him. Okay.
I mean, I think we're using the same accounts. I don't know if we'll be able to do that because we're on this one now. We'll figure it out.
Is it the same week? Is the same link for last week 6x6, Dave?
No, it's a different link every week.
Man, so I don't think I don't know if I'm registered this week.
Well, you better go hurry up and get registered before the deadline is up. Well, the registration is different on the 6x6 because it's automatically.
You can sign up for 6x6 anytime. We're not closing that.
Okay. And that was posted in the Telegram. All right, Siobhan, to answer your question, so what you're going over is the consolidation. All right? For now, what I would want you to do is master the impulse first. Have you mastered that part?
Yes,
Well,
that's why I'm asking you this question.
Okay, so the 4 indicators I look for is the trend of the cloud, trading consolidation. The trend of the cloud, the red line crossing over the blue line, that's the TK cross, Tegenson and Kingenson. The third one is the RSI. If it's over 70, that means it's overbought. If something's overbought, it's going to go down. If it's under 30, it's oversold. So that means it's going to go up. And then the 4th one is the dips. Dips in the cloud.
I didn't get that.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. You're welcome. Any other questions?
Yes, sir. David, this is Mark from St. Mary's. Quick question. What
Okay.
time usually do you actually get in the market and you do the bulk of your trading?
In the mornings. So I'm in Central Standard Time. So between 3 a.m. Central Standard Time to probably about 10, 11 a.m. But the most movement you'll see is between probably 3 and 5. So you're probably going to get most of these alerts between the London breakout session.
All right. Thank you, sir.
You're
So
welcome.
that brings me to that question. Are we doing the London session this week?
Why are you trying to put more work on me tonight, Shell? So here's the thing. Once I walk away from my JOB, which I think is not too far from what we've been doing, we will probably implement this system, this indicator, and we can jump on and do live London my tongue just messed up. London breakout sessions. That's where you're going to make the most of your money. from there from
Oh, I'm
LB.
not telling you to do a live session. It's just like we
If you
all
wake
up
up in
and
the
be on the
morning,
Telegram.
yeah. So if you wake up in the morning around that time, you're probably bound to get some signal, some impulse. All right.
That's what I asked. Thank you.
All right.
We get GJ full time. It's a wrap, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. All right. Do we have any more questions? No more questions. But I'll just go over. I'm going to go over leverage, and then I'm going to go over real quick what to look for in this from this signal group. Do we have any more questions? I wasn't able to run through
I
the
just have
chat.
a statement. First, to
Go
get
ahead.
Mr. GJ full time, we need to get him to Chairman 10. So if he don't get Chairman 10, he can't come full time because he have to make sure he making that money that he was making before he quit his job.
Hello. There you
Market
go.
money is just his play money. We
There
need to
you
get him
go.
to Chairman 10. Okay?
I like Michelle. All right, guys. So here's the thing. Last, we're gonna wrap it up. But what I'm gonna go over is leveraging. Please. So whatever you're trading, whatever the actual trading balance is in your account, you're going to use 20% of that, and you're gonna plug that in on my spreadsheet. So if you have $100 in your trading account, on the spreadsheet, you're going to put your beginning balance at $20. Here's the thing. If you do not follow the system, don't come to us and say, hey, it's not working when everybody else is making money in the market. Follow the system. Leverage is key. If you have $200 that you're starting with, you need to lie to the spreadsheet and tell your spreadsheet your beginning balance is going to be $40. You can hit 90 impulses with this spreadsheet really quick. Last week, I think we had almost what? Maybe 9 to 10 impulses in 1 week. Is that right, Paul? I think that's about accurate or more.
That sounds about right. Yeah.
So just think about that. 9 impulses. So we're telling you the
Andre
impulse.
says 14, actually.
Hello, Andre said 14. 14. So if you have 14 impulses in 1 week, and you need 90 impulses, so I'm not even going to tell you, call it a 90 trade run or 90-day run. We need 90 impulses because the impulse is always correct. All right? So focus on that spreadsheet. Make sure you leverage right. Hey, I just seen Randy Rare popped up. Y'all blow up the chat with once for him. He let us out his Zoom today. Blow up the chat with Randy and Wonder. Hello.
What's going on, y'all? Man, we lucky. I tell you, we got the secret weapon, y'all. Man, I appreciate Mr. GJ. Hey, we are causing a major wave in well, I would say in the entire organization of iMarkets Live, but Legacy Worldwide is winning. Mr. GJ, thanks so much. And the money team, man. Woo, let's go.
Hello. All right. So yeah, leverage, 20% of your actual balance is what you're going to put in your beginning balance. That's going to force you to leverage at least 500 pips. Worst case scenario. Trust me when I say this. It took me some time to figure this out. We heard about so many spreadsheets, but nobody can complete it because you're not leveraged right. Once you get to day 17, you pull your money out of the market. So that 20% that I'm telling you to use, let me show you guys. I tell you, Ronald Reagan said, I trust you, but I must verify. So we're going to look over this stuff, and I'm going to show you. All right. So if you have $100 and you put 20%, your actual balance could be $100 in your trading account. But 20% of your actual balance, so if it's $100, you put 20 bucks. Simple. And you run with the lot sizes every day. You run with it. 90 impulses. If you have $200, 20% of 200 is 40. Same thing, gives you the lot sizes. If you have $1,000, 20% of 1,000 is $200. It's going to give you the lot sizes to play with. Yes, it's a 10% growth. Yes, we know that. But you're leveraged right. Now, the reason I say get to day 17, because day 17, you just made your full total balance back out of the market. Even though the spreadsheet, we told you to start with 200, 20%. Technically, you took 200 and you turned it into 1,000. But remember, we have 1,000 in the market. So no matter what number it is, if we go to $20, it's going to be the same thing. You started with 100, 20% of 100 is $20. So in 17 days, $100 back out of the market. So your goal is 170 pips, 17 impulses. Now, we just did 14 impulses last week. So this is, you could have been on day 14, which and you would have had 3 more days to pull your money back out of the market. Now, here's the thing. Once you get all of your money out of the market, it's up to you. What I recommend you do is you can do it again and play it safe and leverage right and then run it straight through. It's not how fast you do it. It's basically you're doing it yourself to complete it. And then you can implement weekly withdrawals. Everybody have a special preference. But if you can get to a point where you're paying yourself every week off of your weekly withdrawals and still leaving market money in there, it's okay. All right? But my goal for you guys is to get your money back out of the market. That's 17 impulses. All right? And then you can keep track of your numbers every day. You have the goals for the day, and you have the actual numbers you need to complete them, you know, on each day. All right? So everybody got that. We went over leveraging. We went over the spreadsheet. Do we have any questions? No questions. All right, last but not least, remember.
David.
Go ahead.
So, okay, so if we're starting off with 100 and you said use 20% of that would be $20. So we're going to actually put $20 in that particular account that we're using for this.
No, you're going to put $20 on your spreadsheet beginning balance.
Okay, the $20 in the spreadsheet. Okay.
Yeah, because the spreadsheet is going to give you the lot sizes to compound your money.
Okay, but in the actually broker account, we may have 100.
Exactly.
Okay.
You got it?
Hey, David.
I'm basically forcing you guys to leverage your account right.
The spreadsheet that was emailed isn't the one that you have up.
Which one? You mean from the 6x6? Paul, can you help me?
It's all the same one.
Okay, what you have yours is a KG. What spreadsheet are you looking at?
It has 3 different options. So if you're trading 1, if you're trading 2 trades, if you're trading 3 trades.
You want to share your screen and show me?
Hold on, I don't have it up. Give me a second. You can answer some questions while I just pull it up. Give me a second.
All right, any other questions? After this, I'm just gonna go over what to expect from this this indicator, so you guys can be informed, so you don't jump in at the wrong time, and then we're gonna wrap it up. I think I just missed a 6x6 training. What did they do, Paul? Is it happening or no?
I think Jamal was running late too, so he said when we're done, just let him know.
When we're done, I'm tired, man. I've been going all day, man. But did you get this spreadsheet, KG?
I'm pulling it up right now. I'm just putting in the password.
Okay. And guys, I mean, you can download Excel as an app on your phone and keep track of it on your phone. It doesn't have to be on in your computer, you know, because you have your phone all through the day. So any other questions while we wait?
I have a question.
Go ahead, Evelyn. Hey, Evelyn. We ready to come to New York?
That's right. We're waiting for you. Quick question. Are you not recommending Coinex anymore, or should we use Huber's Way now as a broker?
So here's the thing. CoinEx froze in the market 5 times last month. Once or twice, I can deal with it. 5 times, and because
What do you mean by froze?
that means the market, they froze their MT4s when the market was still happening, when the market was still moving. So what does that mean for us? We trade the impulse, right? So if the impulse happened and we're shooting on the correction, because they froze the market, we couldn't get no money off of the correction. So when they freeze in the market like that, once or twice is okay, I can understand. But 5 times in 1 month, you know, I had a really nice conversation with my representative, and I pulled all my money out of their account and put it into Hugo's way. And he trying to get me to say, but I'm like, you don't cheat people, man. Like that's 5 times in 1 month. That's folks that's following my strategy. You guys, you know, depend on my information. And when I you know, recommend a broker and they you know, they're cheating folks, I mean, I'm not a fan of that. So, you know, I gave them some warnings before, because I have like almost 600-700 people that's following that broker, that was following that broker with me. And when you cheat people over and over and you can't give a good explanation, there was times last month where folks were in profit on certain trades we call, and it disappeared. Where they do that at? Tell me, I'll wait. So
anywhere that Mr. GJ's at, where he taking all the money.
You know what? And you know something? He called me one day, because most traders don't withdraw every week. The average trader do not withdraw every week. I had a personal conversation with this guy, Simon White. You probably see him in some of your emails. And he called me, and they threatened to cancel my account because I was withdrawing money every week. They told me I was withdrawing too much. That's a good problem to have. So I told him, go ahead, cancel my account. But, you know, a broker, I mean, they're already getting commissions from you. The spreads was low, so it was cool. I mean, it's good. But you got to treat people fair, and I didn't like that. I mean, especially last, you know, 2 weeks ago, where folks' account was just, they were in profit and it was disappearing. You have no proof. So I had to go back in my Telegram and in the money team group, and I was telling people screenshot their stuff. And now I'm screenshotting every time I'm in profit, because I don't know if they're going to disappear. And who knows how many times they've done it before.
Okay, so how do we, I'm sorry to interrupt you. So how do we take it out of, so what do we do in order to transfer?
I mean, here's the thing. You can CoinEx is by far the best when it comes to spreads and low commission. If you want to monitor it real good, you know, they treat me good, you know, on that part of it. That's the lowest spreads I've found so far trading, and that's the lowest commissions. But for me, it was worth integrity and basically doing the right thing to pay a few more dollars in spreads. I mean, in commissions, and a slightly larger spread. And it doesn't have to be Hugo's way what I use. You can use FX Choice Pro is pretty reasonable. People in the Bahamas are using IC markets. It doesn't have to be what I'm using. Just find a spread. Do your research and find one that's going to work for you. But if you stay, you know, just monitor it closely, and, you know, make sure you screenshot and make sure they're not getting over on you. All right?
Hey, David,
But
so
okay, thank you.
You basically just process a withdrawal back to Coinbase. You know, you could process the withdrawal back to Coinbase. If you guys need help, just hit me up. Evelyn, you know I answer all your questions, and you got a lot of them, and I'll answer every single one. So just hit me up. I'll help you out.
Hey,
David, thank you so much.
This is Victor again. Quick question. I looked up the Hugo's Way on the MetaTrader 4. They have 2 of them that popped up. It says Demo 3 and Real 3. Which one do you suggest?
So the demo is the demo account, and the Real is your live account.
Okay.
So I got the real one. Play demo first before you get comfortable, and then go live.
So on the demo, it just shows me, and I can play with it, and I don't lose nothing. When I go down to the real one is when I start losing or winning money, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
All right, and make sure you whoever signed you up, make sure they direct you to the right videos to watch in the beginnings. I think Aurea has you want to go to either Wonder Web or Randy Web Forex 101 training, or you can go and watch my intro to Forex training that goes over entering and exiting trades, so you could be safe before you go into a live account.
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
David, I pulled it up. So basically what happens is before you download it, it's green, right? So it didn't
Okay.
look like yours. And then after you download it to your computer, it's blue. So that's my bad.
There you go. I tell you, Ronald Reagan, I trust you, but I must verify it. All right, so you're good to go.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, any questions before we go over this last piece and we're done? Any more questions? All right, guys. So what you're going to be looking for this week, this is unmute, pay attention. What you're going to be looking for this week in the new Telegram, all right? So you don't jump in the trade the wrong time. So if you get a notification that says red line crossing above the blue line, that doesn't mean nothing. That's just telling you to look at what's going on in the market. Basically with my training, it could be a potential buy, but we don't go off of one indicator. That's just telling you, giving you a warning. If it says red line crossing below the blue line, that's just another warning. All right, watching the trade, see what it's doing. Okay, another one. Now, before we even go further, make sure you basically have a special alert for this particular Telegram that you will know. I'm telling you, last week, I was brushing my teeth, and that alert went off. My toothbrush dropped, face full of toothpaste. I grabbed my phone, I jumped in the trade, made $1,200 in 10 seconds. This thing is real. So I see somebody brushing their teeth right now. So if it happens, you better jump, grab that phone, and get in quick. All right? So red line cross above, red line cross below, that's just a warning. Do not jump in the trade when you get those two warnings. All right? Another two that's warnings is the RSI is crossing above 70. Or the RSI is crossing below 30. That is just a warning. This whole indicator was designed to mimic my strategy. So just how I would put this stuff in my Telegram, the same information. So those are just warnings. All right, now this is where stuff gets real. If you just get a buy alert, a buy now, or sell now, just like that, you can jump in, buy or sell. But just know, there can be a slight drawdown. The trades are still hitting, but there can be a small drawdown. So if you don't want to take those trades, that's fine. If you want to go for the guarantee ones, and I know I'm not supposed to say guarantee, but this thing is as close as guarantee as you're going to get. Disclaimer, I got to say it. Past results doesn't guarantee future. What I did doesn't mean you're going to do, because we're recording this, so I just got to protect ourselves. I got to protect the organization. So, Paul, you slacking. You're supposed to remind me about that a long time ago.
You caught yourself. You're good.
But buy now or sell now, there's a potential drawdown. Like I said, they're still coming and hitting in seconds and minutes, but just make sure you know. Now, this is the real stuff. If you just sit and wait for this, you're going to be a happy camper all week long. If you get a notification, that says bullish alert, look to sell, all right? Wait for the next candle. We're on the 15-minute time frame, so you can look at the time. If you get a bullish alert, look to sell. That means the program, the indicator, has identified the impulse. And on that next candle, it's then going to tell you to sell now. Jump in that bad boy, put 10 pips on there. So bullish alert, you're going to get, and then the next candle, you're going to get sell now. There is minimum of like 5 to 7 pips in the drawdown, and it goes and bam, hits just like that. Vice versa. If you get bearish alert, look to buy. The next candle, you're going to get buy now. You enter when it tells you to buy now or sell now. And the same thing is going to happen. Does anybody have any questions? Now, before you do ask questions, remember, We're still working on finalizing this app. So as of now, basically when we get that alert, it's either me or Paul that's putting the take profit in there. Don't wait on the take profit. You know how to calculate pips. Watch the intro to Forex or watch Wanda and Randy's training. Go ahead and plug in 10 pips on that bad boy yourself. Don't wait on my TP because I'm in the same trade as you. So when I go in the trade, I got to plug my TP in first and then go to you guys and plug it in. Or sometimes I sacrifice my account and give you guys a TP first. But plug in the TP as soon as you get in, 10 pips from entry. All right? But we're working on it with the programmer to basically, when that signal comes out, you're going to be able to get a 10 pip take profit. You're going to be able to get the entry from this indicator. But it costs a lot more money, so we're working on it. I need to make some more money in the market. And once this thing launches, you guys will have full, this is going to be fire. So remember that. Any questions before we wrap it up?
Yeah, David.
Go ahead.
David, can you break down again how to implement stop loss? Like, I understand that we put in the stop loss once we 4 pips in profit. But do we calculate the stop loss from the entry price or from the take profit price?
From the entry, Paul, can you mute Kenny for me, please? Okay, thanks. So, yeah, entry, same thing. If this is your market, right? You're jumping for buy. So this is 0. This is entry. This is your 10 pips. All right. If the market goes up 5 pips, you're going to plug the stop loss below the market. This is your 10 pip. If the market goes and hits your 10 pips, that's good. But if the market comes back down and hits your stop loss in profit, remember this was entry. So this is the market. This is your stop loss in profit. If it comes back and hit it, you still made money. So 0 to 10 goes up 5 pips. You put the stop loss in profit at 4. So 4 pips from entry. This is 10 pips. You just plug in. So you have to be able to calculate the pips. The pips is the two numbers behind the decimal.
Got it.
All right. Any other questions? Where do you find Randy and Wanda's training? Randy, are you still there? Can you let them know where the trainings are? The one-on-one? We'll post it in the Telegram. Or you can just look at my Intro to Forex training.
They're also on Facebook.
There you go.
Thank you. Our Facebook team page.
On the Legacy team page, go to Facebook announcements and it'll be there.
David,
Yes,
you're looking from your I guess from your computer or your laptop for that next candle, or you're looking at your phone?
It doesn't matter which one you're looking at. If you're on the 15-minute time frame, then basically the next 15 minutes candle is going to come out, regardless if it's on your phone or your laptop or your tablet or whatever. Every 15 minutes on this time frame, a new candle is going to come out. Does it help?
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions? We're good. All right, guys. This is the showtime. So give Paul maybe an hour or so. I don't know. However you got to take before the end of the night to get you guys into the Telegram. Look for an email. The email is going to come to you and it's going to give you the link for the Telegram. Click on the link and you'll have access to that. All right. Anything else? All right, guys. Go ahead.
Sorry, one more question. If we have someone coming on tonight, how would we get him in? Would he get an email as well?
No, the deadline was at 5 p.m. It's 5 p.m. Yeah, so next week we'll probably do a promo, but because last week we had so many people messages after mail. I'm talking, for the last 2 weeks I've been answering about 1,200 messages a day, and I still have a full-time career, and I still have a car lot business, and I'm still a father of a 9-month-old, and I still have rental properties. I got a lot that I do. So, all of this unselfish time that I put into everybody, 1,200 messages a day is a lot. So for us to kind of minimize this, and I've been putting a lot of pressure on Paul. So if I'm getting 1,200 messages and I tell him go ask Paul, on most of the stuff, I could imagine him and Andre and Jennifer and Nichelle, their phones are probably blowing up like crazy. We gave Andre a little taste of sorry, Andre. We gave him a little taste of what we go through last week on basically everybody sending him the messages, and he was like, man, how do you do it? But it's time consuming. So we had to figure out a way to kind of minimize. Now, I answer every single question. Anybody on here that ever asks me a question via Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, WhatsApp, everybody in here can contest it. I basically answer. If you guys know me, you know that I answer every single question. So I'm not saying don't ask the questions. I'm just saying we had to minimize some of the questions, on getting added to the group. So we had to put a deadline on it that the system shut off, to basically protect us. We don't have a problem answering questions on stuff that's happening that week in the market or over the trainings and stuff like that. But when we have questions on, hey, how can I get into the group? Hey, did I miss, can I get in? That was, overwhelming. Even though we have hundreds of messages in our Mr. GJ website that we haven't even got a chance to clear out yet. So it is a lot of work, unselfish work. So, we just want to make sure everybody have a community where you can be successful in the market. All right.
Thank you for answering my 10,000 questions.
Nah, all the time. It's good. That's what we do.
Thank you.
But
let me. I'm going to need a head count for all the people that are coming to the money team to New York to throw a party, a money team party.
Hello.
We need a head count.
Yep. We'll make it happen. Paul, we'll be in New York. Is that our first trip, Paul?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And then Greece and Germany wants us. Canada wants us. We'll make it happen.
Hey,
all right, guys.
David, one more thing. Clarify that the VIP alerts this week, if you were on the alerts last week, is
Yes, so if you were in the VIP alerts from last week, this is a brand new, total new group. Like I said, this is not official launch from this signal, or this indicator. This is stuff we're, basically putting out there and giving you guys access to, So we're doing promos to basically make the excitement happen. So this is a totally new group. So last week group is going to be deleted. All right. All right, guys. We're wrapping it up. Paul, I can't do the 6x6, man. I've been training for like 5 hours right now. So I need to get some rest.
I'm getting some rest too. So I got to get people on the group. So I'm going to be MIA for a little bit.
All right, guys. So if you
David, just cancel it. You don't have to push it.
So the 6x6 tonight will be canceled. We'll get back on tomorrow. All right, guys. Australia and Kenya wants us too, so we'll be there. Let's make it happen. Just send a submission into Mr. GJ Pip Walking.
David.
Yep.
The 6x6 live trading, that's the Tokyo Australia session. What session is that?
That's Tokyo.
Tokyo. Okay.
Yeah. Yep. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I got it.
All right. All right, guys. You guys have a great night. Give